FM. And in the studio with us this morning, Barb Hauge and Josh Krug. Josh from the Indiana County Office of Planning and Development. There you go. And with us as well, Barb Hauge from Walkworks and all kinds of other things, including the Indiana County Decathlon. Morning, both of you.
Good morning.
Good morning, Todd. Thanks for having us.
It's good to have you both with us here today. So Jerry Pickering was on yesterday with us, and he was talking about one of the Decathlon events, Barb, the Explore the Vision for the Allegheny Arboretum's Confluence Park. And what an interesting conversation that was. That's coming up later this month, but that's by no means the only thing left in the decathlon. There's a lot to do yet.
There's still a lot to do yet. We're going to talk about April right now. So this coming weekend, we have the walk on the Blairsville Riverfront Trail, the Black Bear Walk, with the game warden. Chris Redmiller is going to be there for us, and he's going to give us a walk down the... We're not necessarily going to see a black bear. We're hoping not to see a black bear, but he's going to tell us about the black bears of the area, what they eat, their biology, what their habitat is like, and where we might see them or how we could avoid them.
You're not putting Josh Krug in a bear suit along the path?
No, that's a good idea.
I'm excited to be on the walk, though, but I don't want to be eaten by a bear.
Well, if you're dressed like a bear, Josh,
I don't want to personally interact, I don't think, with a bear physically. I'd like to view it from a distance.
There was, at one point, a young lady who worked for us who was talking about moving into her new house and how excited she was, and described walking down the street with her husband and coming up in the other direction, walking right toward her was a bear.
Oh, no.
And she said, they said, never turn your back on it and just walk slowly backwards. She said, no way. She turned and ran as fast as she possibly could.
And I'll feel safe because the game warden will be there. He probably has a little more experience dealing with bears than me, certainly.
Well, he ain't going to wrestle it for you. So this is coming up on Saturday, correct?
Yes, it is. Saturday, we're going to meet at 10 o'clock at the trailhead for the Blairsville Riverfront Trail, which is at that corner of Water and Brown Streets. Mm-hmm. Right there in
right in Blairsville.
Right in Blairsville, right near the river.
Yeah. So there's that event, and then there's the talk that Jerry was talking about yesterday. And on that same day, Saturday, April 27th, there's another event.
There is another event. It's a Healthy Kids Day at the YMCA. We're going to have our Family Fitness Challenge again, and that we have a TBD on the time, but we now know that it's going to be from noon until 3.
Okay.
So from noon to 3 at the YMCA, they're going to have Healthy Kids Day, where they have lots and lots of people who are providing information about children's activities and different programs for the kids, and we will be there, and we're partnering with the IUP Exercise Science Group, and they're going to have an obstacle course again, and they're going to have Family Fitness Challenge, so you can bring another family member with you, and you can go through the obstacle course, and we're going to be timing you, and we're going to see who's the fittest family in Indiana County.
There you go. There you go.
And meanwhile, you can earn a stamp for your card. You know? And the decathlon is because you try to earn 10 stamps and then go pick up a prize out at the YMCA. And I actually was counting that there's still 9 opportunities at a specific place and time to get a stamp. But on the cards that we hand out, there are 5 opportunities to earn stamps on your own.
Yeah.
By either walking on the Hoodlebug or the Ghost Town, or exercising at the Y, or walking on a Walkworks route, or doing any community walk or run. There may be one other that I'm missing, but there's certainly still currently, if you show up this weekend, you get a card, you can still get your 10 stamps.
Yeah, even if you're starting now, you can plot it out, what events I want to do.
Yes.
And you can get your 10 events in. Josh, I want to go back to what Jerry was talking about yesterday in Confluence Park at IUP. I don't know that the Office of Planning and Development has a great role in helping to develop that, but certainly you're interested.
Yeah, we're certainly interested and actually connected to it. One of our roles, one of the hats that we wear, Jeff Rakes and myself in the planning section at the Office of Planning and Development, we provide technical assistance to all the 38 municipalities in the county, but also to non-governmental organizations, community-based organizations, institutions of higher learning, school districts, etc. And as part of that role, Jeff, I know, is on the board for the Arboretum, that is working on the project, but I was invited to be on the steering committee for the the master planning process for the Confluence Park. So I am, connected to it in that way, and I'm keen on what's going on. It's certainly an exciting project. The county doesn't have any funding in it per se, but we actually did, in applying for the grant that was awarded for this master planning process, we did provide technical assistance in writing that grant, and some of our student planners helped out with that as well.
Yeah, and it is an exciting thing, isn't it?
Because
really that's a
is.
ground that probably people had given up on. But with the acquisition of the room property, the acreage has expanded, and wow, it's going to be really nice.
Yeah, Todd, and it's a gateway to the Indiana community. It's a gateway to the IUP campus, and there are other projects that are connected to that area as well. The Indiana Multimodal Corridor project being another, extending the Hoodlebug Trail up here to downtown Indiana, and there's an opportunity for a spur of that multimodal trail to go through this project area.
And then, of course, there's another project on the other end of the Hoodlebug that is designed to get people to cross Route 22, and they can then connect with the West Penn.
Exactly. All of these are complementary projects, certainly, connecting to a greater public interest and a regional trail network, but here in Indiana particularly, it's going to have a direct effect, being able to extend that Hoodlebug Trail up through campus and here to downtown Indiana.
Yeah, it's going to be really, really nice, and folks will certainly appreciate that. So you actually decathlon, do you?
Oh, very much so. Yeah, this year I've had an opportunity to participate more. I've always had a great opportunity to be part of the planning process. We have a great team with Barb and our volunteer team, our core steering committee. We have folks from all over the county, some folks from Clymer, from Ernest, that are on that steering committee, and we've had the opportunity to grow this event. We had 9 events the first year, 285 total participants. 12 events the next year, 368 participants. This is what we counted. So, this year the numbers keep going up. So this weekend I was at 2 of the events on Saturday. I was at the Bird Walk out at Yellow Creek, and they were a little overwhelmed, but I think that it went extremely well. There was over 20 people out there at Yellow Creek at 8 in the morning, and it was frigid. And then but it went great. And then we had the downtown architecture walk with Dr. Kevin Patrick, and over 50 people showed up into IRMC Park at 10 a.m. And I'm sure people around town probably saw the group, walking around and were interested in it. But it certainly was a success, and we're happy to have people, coming out. Being out of their house when they may have not had been, and enjoying this opportunity to be active but also learn at the same time.
Well, I'm guessing that architecture walk would appeal to you because you're with the Office of Planning and Development. Barb, because of the architecture aspect of it, that would really appeal to you as well.
Absolutely. And I would have been there had I not had to pick my husband up at the hospital.
Yeah, well,
that's the
sometimes
bummer.
That gets in the way, doesn't it?
It was a tough choice. No, it wasn't. I'm sorry.
That's all right. He wasn't listening right now. He didn't hear you say that.
Shh,
that you had to choose between walking and looking at houses and making him stay in the hospital a little bit longer. But that's just, one of the aspects of the decathlon is there are so many different approaches that you can take. Architecture, a black bear walk, the bird walk, the family fitness challenge. There's something really for everybody.
We really tried to appeal to a wide variety of people, and that was what our steering committee was really committed to. Is we wanted to appeal to different ages, we wanted to appeal to different areas of the county. So we have the decathlon kind of hopping around to different communities, but also different interest groups too. The people who want to be outside learning about architecture, but the people who want to be outside learning about nature. We wanted to appeal to different groups.
Yeah. I'm interested as I look ahead at the May schedule. There's one coming up in Salzburg.
Yes.
And that really looks fascinating to me.
Yeah, with Jack McGuire. Mm-hmm. He's going to be talking to us about the construction of the Westmoreland Heritage Trail. He pretty much was the engineer on the project on getting that trail established, but he worked with a totally volunteer team to get the trail bed and the bridge constructed so that the trail could happen. And he's going to tell us about how he was able to accomplish what he did with all volunteer labor, all volunteer help. He's going to have some before and after pictures. So if you're interested in trails or in pathways, this would be a really awesome time to come and hear from Jack McGuire, who has such a wealth of knowledge, and his experiences in Salzburg, and all, what his heart and soul was in Salzburg.
I think one of the interesting things about that, and about, I can't remember who the guest was on that recently was talking about doing some work on the hoodoo bug, because it's been a while, and those things don't just live on their own. They're really living entities, and they need maintenance. And there's some coming up.
They do require maintenance. There's a maintenance project that may have been Ed Patterson with that Indiana County Parks and Trails that you're referencing, but he does have a project in the works. I believe it's a $300,000. Project cost of doing maintenance along the Hoodlebug Trail and the existing portions of it. It doesn't require the same maintenance that our roads that for motor vehicles do, but it certainly does wear and tear. The weather actually tends to be a bigger impact than the people walking and biking on it. That's relatively low impact, but some of the weather events that we've had over the past number of years have done some damage to that Hoodlebug Trail. And that'll be good work, to fix it, smooth it out, make it a better experience for riders.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so a couple of moments left here. Barb Hauge and Josh Krug with us this morning. Barb, people want to learn more about the decathlon. What do they need to do?
They can pick up information at the YMCA. They can go to our Facebook page. We have a Facebook page that's called Indiana County Walking Decathlon. And they can also call the Office of Planning and Development. Raven has a lot of great information there. So if you can't make it to the Y, but you're in downtown, you can come over to the planning office, and she can provide information for you there too.
We have a website as well. It's icopd.org, and it's a little harder to maybe navigate exactly where Walkworks is on there, but there's a lot of information about Walkworks on that website and on the PA Walkworks website.
Yeah, and just go to the office itself and ask for the guy in the bear suit, and they'll send Josh Krug out to meet with you. Thanks both for coming in today.
Thank you very much, Todd.
Thank you so much.
It is the voice of Indiana County, WCCS, AM 1160 and 101.1 FM.